We have waited 8 months for this. Game week is finally here, and joining us now is Gamecock Central Scott Hood to talk about what we've seen from Coach Spurrier. We've heard him talk more than a dozen times about the upcoming season. What's your overall sense of this football team as it relates to the Gamecocks competing at an elite level in the SEC?
I'm just glad talking season's finally over, as Coach Spurrier says. Thursday night we kick it off. You know, I think South Carolina does have the potential to play at another elite level. In fact, one of the most often asked questions I've gotten from doing interviews during the offseason is, can the Gamecocks win 11 games again? Can they go 11-2? Can they win 12 games? Can they be part of the 14 playoff? They have the potential to do that, yes. But I think obviously they have a big challenge here on Thursday night with I think a Texas A&M team that's probably a little bit better than people think, certainly on offense. But I think the Gamecocks have the talent on both sides of the ball to duplicate what they've done the last 3 years.
Now, obviously, these are two teams that are changing a little bit what they were last year. Obviously, A&M had Johnny Manziel. South Carolina had Jadeveon Clowney. The star power is not quite there. But just talk a little bit about what we're going to see from the A&M offense post Johnny Manziel and what we're going to see from the Gamecocks defense without Clowney and Quarles and Victor Hampton and those guys.
Well, first of all, the fact that there's no Johnny Manziel and no Clowney, that's going to be a major storyline on Thursday. If people watch the game on the SC Network, I guarantee you they're going to push that storyline the entire year, especially at the beginning. But certainly the A&M offense, they have a new quarterback, Kenny Hill, who was the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Texas a couple years ago. So he's a very good quarterback. He was a 4-star kid. They have a backup quarterback, Kyle Allen from Arizona, who was a 5-star quarterback. I think he's the #1 prep quarterback in the country last year. So they're set at the quarterback position. The biggest issue from that perspective, though, was the fact that they're going to have a guy making his first career start in the SEC in a very hostile environment here at 80,000-seat Williams-Brice Stadium. We all know, and Gamecock fans have been here, understand what the environment is here, and the major reason why South Carolina has an 18-game home winning streak. So certainly, I think the A&M offense has potential to put some points on the board, but we'll see how the crowd affects them. Now, defensively, in my opinion, the A&M defense is the biggest question coming into this game. They were hard last year. They were last in the SEC in just about every major category. Their run defense was horrendous. So how improved they are coming into this game is going to be a major question. They dismissed one of their starting linebackers during the summer. Last week it was announced that one of their starting cornerbacks is not going to play in this game for an illness. So really the A&M defense is almost like an unknown coming to this game. They could be improved. They could be the same. If it's the same, then I think that's going to bode well for the Gamecock offense.
And they're certainly going to be put to the test. Obviously, Mike Davis is certainly really talented, over 1,100 yards rushing last year.
No doubt.
The Aggies defense, worst in the SEC, running the football. The Gamecocks' strength is their offensive line. Do you see a pretty big night for Mike Davis and this offense?
Yeah, I think the potential is there for the Gamecock offense to have a big night, and I think that will do wonders for Dylan Thompson's confidence at quarterback, especially going forward. Remember, after this game, they got East Carolina home, then that Week 3 matchup with Georgia. That's even though these first two games with A&M and East Carolina, that Week 3 matchup with Georgia is just looming out there as a monster game. It's already been announced as a CBS game of the week, 3:30. So the whole nation's going to watch the game. The build-up for that game is going to be tremendous. If Georgia beats Clemson in that opening game and South Carolina goes 2-0. The anticipation for that game is going to be off the charts. So I think the Dylan Thompson has the potential to get off to a great start here, considering who they're playing in the first two games.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. First things first, the season opener, in case you're wondering, Steve Spurrier 9-0 as the Gamecocks head coach. 5 of those victories coming against teams either from the SEC or ACC.